My name's Sam Jensen. I am a research associate here at Stanford Health, and my educational background is a 4-year Bachelor of Science degree from the University of St. Thomas up in St. Paul, Minnesota, and glad to be back in Sioux Falls using my knowledge. Like most people, I think the teachers are the ones that kind of pushed me to think that science was a cool, area to be. My AP chemistry teacher at Lincoln High School, and he just kind of instilled this science is the coolest thing in the entire world, and without knowing anything about science, you won't really know anything else about how the world works. And I just thought that was so neat, so I stuck with it. And then I got to college and I was just like, yeah, this is where I need to be. So you have a cell and you have some proteins that are in the cell, and we're able to artificially tag one of those proteins and then see kind of who it hangs out with inside the cell. The impact that that has for life or health in general is that one protein doesn't necessarily cause a disease. It's more like one protein and then a slew of other proteins. And if you can figure out which protein interacts with these other proteins, you have a better hand to try and cure that disease. We are using a lot of cutting-edge technology. It's essentially like a big scanner. So just like in your home office you have a scanner, and you tag that piece of paper with fluorescently labeled, we'll call them protein labels, and then you run the Typhoon and you can see them glow, and you get this really cool, pretty image of blue and green and red, and you're able to utilize that as your data. And it's just something that I had no idea, and it's so sensitive, so powerful, and it's just the coolest thing that I've ever used. My typical work week would look like a lot of tissue culture. So I have live cells growing in petri dishes, and I have to make sure that they're alive, so I feed them. I will put them into smaller dishes so I can run experiments on them. So I'll basically tag those cells with more glowing things, and I'll look at them under a microscope and see what we have. And then of course I'll do BioID, which is a 2-day process. So I'll grow my cells up and I'll be able to actually do the experiment. I really do enjoy both research as well as healthcare, and so I hope that this job will take me into some sort of like physician scientist, or potentially just a physician. So I'll go back to school to either get an MD or a PhD or some combination of the two. You have to put in the work, as you'll hear from many other people. You have to put in the amount of work and time to earn the grade. The grades aren't just given to you. Once you get to college, it's real world, and you have to really put in the effort.